Police are investigating a deadly crash that shut down Clarksville Pike overnight. We do know that one person died around 9:30 in Jolton, right there at the county line. Authorities closed Clarksville Pike between Rawlings Road and Chambliss Road as they worked the scene. We're still getting more details and the identity of the victim as well. New this morning for you, friends rushed a man to the hospital who was shot in North Nashville. Gunfire erupted around midnight on Buchanan Street near 16th Avenue. We're told friends dialed 911 as they were racing the victim to the hospital. We're told he was shot near the buttocks. Police are still looking for the gunman this morning. And also new for you, a robbery suspect got a little more than he bargained for after attempting, police say, to rob the Sonic in the Grassland neighborhood of Franklin. That's where we find News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley this morning. Some quick thinking is to thank, I guess, for stopping this suspect.
Absolutely, Steve. The manager didn't call 911. He took matters into his own hands to try to catch this suspect. But here's what police are saying happened. The suspect, 20-year-old Justin Pari, came to this Sonic around 6:30 last night with the intention of robbing it. He got out of his car, found an employee, pulled out a gun, and demanded an unknown amount of cash. Once he got that money, got into his own car, sped off, thinking, hey, I got away with it. Not so fast, though. The manager saw everything go down, and the manager himself got into his own car and then started following the suspect. While chasing Pari, the manager called 911 and kept authorities in the loop with where they were driving. When police got to the scene there, the Pari kept driving. In fact, he led police on a more than 3-mile-long drive down North Barry's Chapel Wood. Pari finally stopped at an apartment complex on Cumberland Park Drive, got out of the car, and then ran into some nearby woods to try to even hide from authorities. But police brought out the dogs, and those dogs were not only able to find Pari hiding in the woods, they were also able to find the gun that was used in this attempted armed robbery as well. Pari was taken into custody after that, being charged with 1 count of aggravated robbery and 1 count of evading arrest. He is still in jail this morning on a $33,000 bond. And here's the kicker to this entire story. I was looking on Pari's Facebook earlier and actually found out that he works at the Sonic on Murfreesboro Road. Makes the story even more interesting. But business is back to normal here at the Sonic. It opened up at normal hours, so everything will be back to normal this morning, and thankfully nobody was hurt. Reporting live in Williamson County this morning, I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thanks. Also new for you this morning, state investigators are looking into a Smith County mobile home that caught fire and exploded overnight. A neighbor on Horseshoe Bend Road was the first to hear the big boom and see the flames. When firefighters got to the scene, half of the trailer was already an inferno. They kept the fire from spreading, but they say it's a total loss. Fortunately, no one was home at the time. The state bomb and arson squad, though, they're heading back out there today to determine how that fire got started. And new information about a propane tank scare that forced folks from their homes. Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue spent much of the night spraying down a 500-gallon tank on Cliffview Court. Now, that helped to dilute the gas to prevent any accidents. Nearly 20 homes were evacuated until that tank was empty. And no word yet on what caused the initial leak there.
In Murfreesboro, a crash tossed a car onto its rooftop. A couple of people had to go to the hospital. 2 cars collided at a busy intersection. And you live in Murfreesboro or Rutherford County, you know where we're talking about. Northwest Broad Street and Medical Center Parkway. And it was last night. Already a busy area. First responders had to free an elderly woman who was trapped. She and the driver both went to the hospital, but luckily those injuries are minor.
A memorial service for Rob Baronis is being held this afternoon. Visitation was yesterday. For 3 hours, family, friends, and former teammates made their way into the Woodlawn Roche Patton Funeral Home in Berry Hill. They were there to remember the Baronis that they knew and his work on and off the field. His former teammates talked about how he was a practical joker and a real force in the locker room.
Throwing the rookies, even my stuff when I was a rookie, threw my stuff in the cold tub and told them I had to get in there and go get it. So, you just go back and elaborate and just remember all those good times that we had with him.
And today's memorial service will be held at the same location in Berry Hill from 2:30 to 3:30 this afternoon.
A lot of people up in Gallatin are without water right now. The problem began yesterday afternoon. We've got a picture sent in to us from near Pumping Station Road, and there it is. Utility crews spent all night making repairs. No word yet what caused that outage.
Family and friends remembering a man shot and killed in the Edge Hill area. Metro Police say Nathaniel Moore was sitting in a parked car at 12th Avenue South and Edge Hill Avenue when he was shot. Loved ones gathered yesterday at the scene of the crime. They prayed, shared stories about the 25-year-old, and called for an end to violence in their community. Metro Police are still investigating the case, but no arrests have been made. Family members are also encouraging anyone with information on what happened to call Crime Stoppers at 74-CRIME. And a Nashville tech startup focused on home security is generating global interest. Haven Locks is rethinking how we lock our front doors. Locks haven't changed much in decades. It's still the same deadbolt concept, but after a break in next door, the co-founders of Haven Locks created a door lock that is installed in the floor, and it can stand up to a battering ram.
If you ever remember playing tag when you were a kid and your brother or sister was following you around the house and you kind of stopped and put your foot against the door, they weren't getting in the door. So we're using the same principle.
And they say the Haven Lock has already gotten the attention of Forbes. It's been featured there, and in less than a day, their apparent Kickstarter raised more than $16,000. They hope to have it in production by August of next year.
Water should be flowing again very soon for customers who have been without since a water main break yesterday in Green Hills. Crews worked all through the night replacing a 15-foot section of pipe along Harding Place. When the 24-inch main first ruptured, it sent water rushing into the street and into the homes. Crews said they had to take a break a little while earlier this morning when they realized they needed to dig a little deeper and call in some additional crews. Harding Place closed from Benton Smith Road east to Belmont Park Terrace while the crews finished that job. Metro Water is still trying to find out what actually caused that break. All right.